Let me ask you a dangerous question. What if everything you've been taught about thinking is completely wrong? What if the very way you process your daily experiences has been secretly working against you this entire time? I want you to think back to the last time you faced a real challenge. When that difficult situation appeared, what was the immediate story you told yourself? Did your mind automatically jump to, "This is too hard," or "I'm not ready for this"? That automatic response isn't just a random thought. It's actually a programmed pattern, a mental software running in the background of your consciousness that's been installed through years of repetition. Most people live their entire lives never realizing they can reprogram this system. They remain trapped in what I call the observer mindset, constantly watching life happen to them, always reacting, never truly creating. The first major breakthrough in transforming your thinking comes when you recognize this fundamental truth. Your current thoughts are merely echoes of your past programming. Every "I can't" you've ever uttered, every "this won't work" that's crossed your mind, has been reinforcing a neural pathway that makes thinking that way easier and more automatic. The winner's first secret is becoming aware of this programming without judging it. They don't fight their negative thoughts. They simply notice them, acknowledge their presence, and consciously choose a different response. This is where real mental freedom begins. Now, let's dive deeper into this programming. Imagine your mind as a vast, ancient library where every thought you've ever had is stored on scrolls. Most people are just readers in this library, pulling out the same familiar scrolls day after day. "I'm not good enough. This always happens to me. Why even try?" These scrolls become so worn from use that they're the first ones our hands reach for. But what if you could become the librarian instead of just a reader? What if you could consciously archive those old, limiting scrolls and write new, empowering ones? This isn't just metaphorical. Neuroscience confirms that every time you consciously choose a new thought, you're literally carving new neural pathways. You're telling your brain, "This is the path I want to travel more often." The magic happens in the space between stimulus and response. That tiny moment where you get to decide which scroll to pull from the shelf. Winners have mastered living in this space. They've trained themselves to pause, to breathe, and to ask one powerful question: is this thought serving me? If the answer is no, they gently return that scroll to the shelf and choose a different one. This simple practice, repeated consistently, is what separates those who feel controlled by their circumstances from those who know they're the authors of their lives. Now, let's explore the 3 critical mental shifts that separate extraordinary performers from everyone else. The first shift is from problem-oriented thinking to possibility-oriented thinking. When most people encounter an obstacle, their mental energy immediately goes to analyzing the problem, complaining about the problem, and feeling overwhelmed by the problem. Winners take exactly the same situation and ask entirely different questions. What's the opportunity here? What can I learn from this? How can this situation serve my growth? This isn't naive positivity. It's strategic thinking that opens creative pathways most people never see. The second shift involves your relationship with failure. Losers see failure as evidence of their inadequacy. Winners see failure as valuable feedback in their learning process. Every successful person you admire has a long history of failures behind them. The difference is they never made those failures mean they were failures. As people, they maintained what psychologists call self-concept clarity, understanding that their worth is constant, regardless of outcomes. The third and most powerful shift is moving from consumption mindset to creation mindset. Most people spend their days consuming information, entertainment, other people's opinions. Winners protect their mental space fiercely and dedicate significant time to creating solutions, art, businesses, meaningful connections. They understand that while consumption leaves you feeling full but empty, creation fills you with purpose and energy. But these shifts don't happen overnight. They require what I call mental fitness training. Just as you'd go to the gym to strengthen your body, you need to exercise your mind to develop these winner's muscles. Start small. Each morning, ask yourself, what's one thought pattern I want to strengthen today? Maybe it's looking for opportunities instead of problems. Maybe it's reframing failures as lessons throughout your day. Whenever you catch yourself slipping into old patterns, gently guide yourself back. This isn't about perfection. It's about practice. Every time you choose possibility over problems, every time you see failure as feedback, every time you create instead of just consume, you're doing another rep for your mental fitness. Over time, these small choices compound into what appears to others as natural talent or innate success. But you'll know the truth that it was built through consistent, deliberate practice of how you think. Your mind is the ultimate tool for either building your prison or constructing your palace. Every thought is either a brick in your walls or a window to new horizons. The magnificent truth is this: you get to choose in every moment which one you're building, and the more you practice choosing thoughts that empower you, the more automatic it becomes, until one day you realize you've become the architect of your destiny.